The coronavirus has really affected Kenya, especially the low-income earners. So what Twiga has come in to do is to continue to provide really subsidized, fresh and nutritious food to this consumer base that has been struck hard by this pandemic.
So when we think of the food systems, always we are looking at the sustainability. And one of the approaches we've been using at CIAT, or rather at the Alliance, is really having private sector engagements. We approached Twiga and told them, look, you're doing a great job on the market system, but we can work with you to help you expand your interventions and even understand the market system and the food system broadly, but also achieving improvements in diets and in nutrition outcomes for the poor slum consumers. Coronavirus has had quite a number of impacts in Kenya. People are eating less diverse foods, they are eating less of fruits and vegetables because they are not affordable. And Twiga quickly was like, okay, what can we do? How can we respond to this, the changes we are seeing because of COVID? And one quick example is the case of the geofencing that Twiga is using. During the pandemic, they were able to identify which areas within the Nairobi area we have the vulnerable consumers, and then asking how do we quickly respond to help this population and help them to increase their consumption of fresh fruits and vegetables. So through their geofencing work, they actually reduced the prices for fresh fruits and vegetables for that population.
Twiga has a platform that helps match supply to the demand that is available. On the supply side, we have farmers having their produce booked into our system, and on the vendor side, they have visibility on how much is in store for them to buy. So we come in as an intermediary using tech to match that supply to the demand. Initially, we used to collect information from the market using WhatsApp. It was not standardized, so data cleansing was a nightmare. But with our partnership with CIAT, we've been able to build a more robust app that can collect more data points in a very short time. The Market app is an initiative that we are working on with our research partner CIAT to help us collect information about food flow into the city. So with the Market app, we get to collect information about the number of trucks that get into the city, where they are from. We get to collect the pricing information so that over time we can then start mapping food flow in the city.
And then once we understand the gaps and the challenges, then we can ask how can we intervene. For example, if it's the case of prices, is it that you can reduce your prices a bit to make these fresh fruits and vegetables affordable? And that information is very important to them because the target of Twiga is to offer commodities at a lower price than any other market, because we want to make these foods available to these poor consumers who don't have the money to purchase.
The fact that COVID was quite contagious and the major wholesale markets are often very crowded, most vendors across the city resorted to work with Twiga actually more. So as a result, Twiga has gotten to acquire almost 7,000 more customers. Food prices have improved quite significantly because we've managed to eliminate all those brokers along that food chain. We help the seller by providing consistency and convenience, and that's something that most vendors in Nairobi have been longing for a long time. And for the consumer, we assure them of nutritious and affordable food.